Yep. Hello and welcome back to the grind on the 1976 BMW 2002. Now, I started this video about a month ago and then went to work on. Well, I've got my major helper out here with me doing this, making sure I get it right. Then after that, then I went to work on the old Dodge truck out there, so you can go have a look at all those videos if you like. Then, at that time, about a month ago, I was working on the carburetor, and I did, I rejetted the Weber carburetor that I've installed into this car, and it helps it a bit. Then, what did I do after that? Then, this is still about a month ago, I got the headliner out of the other shop over there, and I had lifted the car up in the lift and cleaned it up and then got the headliner installed. Then I went to work on the old truck over there, and that was about a month of working on the old truck. Back to it a few days ago, fixed up the passenger and the front seats. They were needing some help. Then got after the headliner again and the interior, like these things that come along the side here, and same at the back, and all that kind of stuff. So lots of stuff, so stick around and watch it all if you like. It's some of it's very interesting. Anyway, so hope you enjoy it all, and I'll see you later. Yeah, I got some more brake parts for the back end of this coming soon, and until then I won't bother doing anything on it because it's cold today anyhow. So I'll go in here and do a little bit of work on my favorite car, the 2002 Beamer, BMW 1976. Now I've got new jets for the carburetor. See if this thing, yeah, it still goes up and down. I must have done something right there. So I think I'll put new jets in that, and just for fun, see what happens. Okay, here we are. Now, this is jets for the Weber carburetor. That's a 175. That's the air, what do you call that? Air correct jet. This goes on the main side. A 160. They asked for it, like they asked up on the chart here. It asked for a 145, but they didn't have a 145. But the normal size is a 160, so I just got one of them. And I don't know for sure what's in the car, so I'm going to check that out. Then for the main jets, like there's only I got two of each when I really only need one of each, but somehow when you order stuff it's hard to tell what you're doing sometimes. So whoops, I got 125 right here, which is what the internet guy says is good. This guy up here, Brandon, he says 135 is good, but I've also got a 130 here. And Brandon says, like the FAQ there is 130 and 140. But I don't have 140. I have 130 and 125. Anyway, I'm going to try the 125 because it's running pretty rich, and that might lean it out a bit. Maybe too much. We'll see. But I can change it up to 130 if I have to. So I'm going to try the 125 first and just see how it runs. Yeah, you've likely all seen this before, but you'll see it again now. Let's see if I can get this off of here. Where's that pointing? Not in the right place. Somewhere down there? Yep. Okay, so it's got this went on top, and then there's little clippy things that hold that on there, right? And then there's, do this right, 10 millimeter nuts here. They had Loctite on them. That'll just stay out of the way. 1, 2, 3. screws to take that off, I guess. I thought there was more than that, but apparently not. Oh yeah, this comes out of the way, right? There's two more. And this just slips. Oops, forgot this thing right here. There's a clippy thing right on there. That has to come out. These are the, that's pretty empty, that bowl there. I wonder why. Oh well. These two are, I'll just pull that right off there. I could have got that too, but these two are the jets for there. Now I'm going to get my glasses and have a look at them before I take them off. That one there is a 160. This one here is a 165. So I'm going to make this a 175 on the main side, right? I'll go get it. Hang on. There's the jet that came out of it. Yeah, there I put a 175 there and a 160 there. That was originally a 160, so I didn't change it. This one here, I'm digging down into the carburetor here. And I'm taking out the primary side. There's the primary side, and it's at this time one something. I'll check it out over here. Hang on. Yeah, so the primary side had a 137 in there, and I'm going to put in a 125. This thing here was set up to run a Datsun or something like that. I'm not sure. It wasn't set up to run a BMW. I gotta get a different screwdriver for that now. They likely have a special tool for this, you know. Oh, I think I found the special tool. That works just fine. Okay, now this other side coming out, which is secondary. I'll check out what this is and I'll tell you in a second. There's a secondary. It's a 130. So I've got a 125 for the primary and 130 for the secondary. See how that works out. Okay. So those are all changed. I forget what I had here, but I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you over here on the other side. Hang on. Now I'll just put it back together the same way I took it apart. So what was in the primary air was 165, and I put in primary air 175. The primary main jet was 137, and I put in a 125. The secondary main jet was a 140, and I put in a 130. So anyway, see how it goes. But I might, like down the road here, I might change this 130 for the primary and leave in and then put a 140 for the secondary, which I have. So I have those options to do later. I think the air things there, I don't think I'll have to change them for anything. We'll just see how it runs. Like that 125 might make it run a little bit too lean. Okay, let's see if it'll start now. What do I have to do? I have to engage, right? 2 beeps. This thing here should come on with a light or something here. Yeah, there, it just had a flash of a light. Press the brake. And it won't go very long like that. But where did I put my little start button? Right here. This start button here will make it go longer. Okay, now that sounds like it's a good. I didn't touch anything with the gas, so that should be the high idle right there, which sounds about right. See this thing here, what it says? About 1300 for high 13, yeah, 1300, just about 1400. Let it warm up a bit, see how it feels. Runs anyhow. All the jets are there. I started up pretty easy. So I'll let it warm up a bit and I'll let you know what happened. Yeah, there I knocked it off the high idle and it's down to about, well, what's that? Somewhere around 1,000 or 1,100 RPM. It likely could come down a bit more, but I'll let it warm up for a bit first. It's getting fairly warm. Then, let me just see. So that right there is the idle air mixture. And I'll adjust that a little bit after a while, after it warms up a bit. Sounds like it's pretty nice, hey? Who knows? Might be okay. I don't know what that noise is up here. Something's ticking and tacking. Don't know if it's the I think it's the air pump thing, which is, I should just unhook it because it's really not doing anything. Anyway, I gotta go back here and check on this end of the world. Yeah, it sounds pretty nice. This is at 1.0, I want that to be at 2. Let it sit for a few minutes, then I'll stick it in there and see what we're getting for oxygen at the back end here. Very finicky this thing is. Yeah, it's running about 1,000 RPM. Idling nicely. It's got there's a little miss in it somewhere there. Don't know what that would be from. Either likely one of those spark plugs is still not much good, or not as good. Let's say it that way. And at the back of the car, in the back, this thing here, I had it like it feels nice. It sounds nice. I had that stuck in the exhaust and went up to 2.8, and then when I put it back out, back to 2.6, and it's supposed to be start at 2.0 and then work from there, but I don't know, you got to be more patient than I am with it, maybe, I don't know, but I might do the old white paper towel trick on it there. Hang on. Yeah, so here's white paper towel against the exhaust pipe. Let it sit there for a couple of minutes and see what happens. And that's clean. There's nothing, no dirt on that. So must be running well, reasonably well. We'll run it for a while and see. I don't think that jetting will hurt it. Likely it'll help it a bit. See how it works. Yeah, so I think the numbers that wanted to be at the 2.5 now started at 2.0 are to do with the other carburetor that was in here and all the emission control stuff working right. So it ain't that way no more. So I'll just have to be happy with that the way it's running there now. Keep an eye on the exhaust pipe, see if it burns clean or it's coming black or something like that. Anyway, but it's not really out of the garage yet. Got a couple of little clippy misses in it, but I don't think I'm worried about that too badly right now. Yeah, so here now, just so I know for sure, main air is 175, secondary air is 160. Primary jet is 125, secondary jet is 130. I think that's what I said. I think that's what's in there. Yeah, the secondary was, primary was 137, primary is 165. Yeah, so 160 is in there, 130, 125, and 175 is in there. Okay, let it be like that for a while. Yeah, so there's the headliner. Now I have to clean that up to make it presentable. Wonder how clean. My hands are pretty clean. I think I'll just use spray 9. See if I can clean off each side of it. It's got some mold on the back side, but this side here looks fairly mold free. And I think that just happened from sitting in the garage for ever and ever. Anyway, we'll see what I can do about cleaning it up. Yeah, there's the back side, and all the rods that go across are still there. I still have to glue up above there on the roof. I have to glue that foam back to the ceiling, but we'll get to that here one of these days soon. Then we'll get this in, and that'll be the first part of getting the interior back together, right? I'll just experiment here on the back side. Spray 9 isn't spraying very well. Might just use soap and water to see. It definitely comes clean, right? Let me get some soap and water, because soap and water might just do it, eh? Hang on. There, it's coming along all right. This part here I've cleaned, and it's like there's still these marks in there, and I'm using this Scotch-Brite type stuff, just soap and water. This part here hasn't been done yet, and I'll show you when I've got, like that one there is pretty dirty. I'll see what it looks like after I clean it, right? Hang on. Yeah, so I figured I'd leave a bit for comparison. I did it over to about here, right? So there's that side, and there's that side. That's quite a bit dirtier on that side than it is on this side. So I'm getting a lot of the dirt up. This stuff here, I think I might hit it with a bit of borax. Borax will kill that stuff, I think. I don't think there's anything alive there anyhow. But you never know, hey? So I've just been doing it with soap. I'm leaving the soap on, and I'm going to rinse it off later. Yeah, here we go. This is looking, yeah, somewhere around there. I don't want to put anything too harsh on it, right? You can buy a new one of these for about $450 US if you wanted to. I'm gonna have to do some repair on that right there. With fiberglass, I guess. Anyway, yeah, this one cleaned, that one dirty, those ones dirty. That's coming along not bad. I'll go over it again with another, like with the Moxie clean, and see if that'll brighten it up a bit. But I think for the first run, soap and water is a good answer. Well, they're looking a lot better than when I started, that's for sure. And she's looking like it might be passable by now. Okay, I'll get some fresh water and rinse this off, I guess. Okay, so there's the back side of it, right? A little bit dirty up at the top there. That's at the front end, but it doesn't come through, so that's fine. A couple of stains here and here. Don't know what they are, but like tomorrow I'll try it with a bit of OxyClean. I don't want to do too much on it because that'd be too much, but I will patch these little holes with I've got some tape put on from the back side. There's a hole right there. There's a hole. This one here I caused. There's a hole right here I did not cause, and I think maybe here somewhere. Not there. Maybe here. Maybe right about there. But I'll put some tape on the back of these parts that are, you know, hard used. There's a spot there. So only like a couple of marks on it. Maybe down in the front there. There's a couple of places. So I'll put tape on all these. There it is right there, that hole. I knew there was another one somewhere. I'll let it dry out overnight. Have a look at it in the morning, and then I'll decide whether I want to do any more on it. Like this, that's the color coming through from the back till it's dirtier up here, right? And a shadow on the back, so that might be causing what the difference in color is there. Anyway, let me get a light, eh? Yeah, if you shine the light on it, the shadows disappear, but still that spot there and that spot there are there. I don't know what that is. Is there something on the back there? Have a look. Don't see anything on the back, so it's just on the front here somewhere. Don't know if I can get that out or not, but I'm not too awful concerned about that. A little bit dirty over on that edge there, but for the most part it's pretty nice. I think it's, like I say, I don't want to go into it too deep because then I'm liable to wreck something. And I have to get the fiberglass out and do a repair over there on that, which is not too tough to do. Okay, I'll let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come out and do some fiberglass on it and do some patching on it and see what we can come up with. See you later. Okay, that was an interesting day. I enjoyed it. Got that jetting changed on the carburetor, which is something I've been looking forward to. It seems to run a little bit cleaner, maybe, I don't know. Seems like a little bit smoother, so maybe that's the right answer. Can't hurt to try it out, and then we'll then start cleaning up on the inside. That's great. Okay, see you tomorrow. Yeah, I've got this tape here is made for fixing tarps, and it's really sticky stuff. So I'll just cut it off to about that long. Now I'll just show you where it goes on the over here on the plan. So I've got a few on here already. That one there covering that mark, that one there covering that mark, that one there covering that mark, and so on. And these ones here, like it just sort of fits right on here, right? You got to be careful not to double it over on itself. And everything like that. Now I'm just putting it on these like hangers or something go on there, just to reinforce the material, because it's not as strong as it once was, I don't think. Anyhow, it won't point in the wrong way anyhow. So I'll just keep on doing that. Another 3 to go. Yeah, there now. I'll get some fiberglass and get this done up, and it just goes across right there, and there should be a hole there, but I can put that in later. First off, I'll fiberglass over this thing and see how it looks. I'll take it out to about here and about here somewhere, maybe over this hole here. That hole has to be strengthened. Oh, I'm way ahead of you here now. So here's doggy's going nuts out there. Oh well. The this is 4 ounces, 8 ounces of resin. In that you put about 2.5 milliliters of hardener. So the resin and the hardener, and then mix it up well. Then I've got a brush. I'm going to brush it on here. I'll just set you up and watch. You can watch and see what happens. See if I can get. This is messy. It's always messy. So you put plastic underneath anything that you don't want to get fiberglass, because plastic won't stick to fiberglass unless you treat it properly. And don't be scared of it, because there's lots of it to go around. And this is just an approximate size here. I'll trim it off later to fit. What do I have here? I think that's how it goes. Yeah. Somewhere about there. Maybe. Maybe I'll move it this way a bit. There. Right there. And pat that stuff in well. And then I'm going to lay this down on top of it after too, and that'll make it all one piece, right? Likely have way too much resin here. Maybe I'll put a couple of layers of, cut another layer of this stuff to put on here. What? Well, I guess that effectively ends working on that truck today. It's raining, and it's going to rain all day today for the rest of the day. So me and doggy are in the shop now, and I'll do a bit of work on this. I'm actually on this interior roof bit, so maybe I'll get that sorted out here. I just got to trim off a little bit of that extra fiberglass. Where is it? Right here. And clean that up a bit. See if this actually fits into the car again. See if I can figure out how to do it. Yeah, so left this off a few days ago, and that's rock solid now. I drilled that hole in there that's supposed to be there for whatever reason, we don't know. And oh yeah, it's got some tape behind it. Then this thing here, I trimmed it with these scissors, just trimmed it around so that it is the same as what it used to be, and that doesn't need to be there. And I'll just leave that tape on there. Doesn't hurt anything. A little bit of extra hanging out there, but I don't think that'll hurt anything either. Okay, now what's going on here? That's not sticking very well over there. Oh, yeah, that's on a real hole, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe I better put another piece of tape on that, right? Okay, here's this thing back up into place. Now it's got a screw at the end there, and a screw at the end here, and it seems to be pretty solid. So I'm gonna go with it. Now these, like this thing here, will fit up into there, and then it sort of twists around as it goes. I'll show you as I get a couple done. Now we're talking a job that really sucks here, but it's getting done. So that's so far. Now I'll have to just pull it one way or other back there to straighten out some of those creases, but it does pull. And the back window sort of fits okay. Not perfect, but it's going to be all right. I'll just put you here for a bit, and you can see what goes on with this fight. And it is a fight. So first, I've got these little plastic things up here that hold the rods in. I had them taped in with tape, whatever you call that tape, masking tape. So just sort of get one into one side here for starters, right? And then get the other one in, like that kind of idea. And it's got to go up and over. And it slides into place. Sometimes not so well. That one was easy, I don't know why. Now there's one more to go. Maybe I'm getting better at it, or maybe it's just better, easier at the front here. I don't know. But if you get this tube sort of thing evened out pretty good on it, you'll have better luck. Yeah. You can sort of tell the witness mark from where it was before, right? And then this will go around here, maybe. Yeah, it's got to get tightened up pretty tight to go around there. So I'll put glue on that, but not today. There, ceiling's back in. Not bad. I'll see if I can straighten out some of these. They aren't bad at all, really. Huh, that worked out. Okay. Yeah, okay, not a bad looking roof. I don't know, can you see that? What am I doing? Like that? Try that. I don't know what you can see there, but now at the front here, it's still hanging. But you see along here, this part here was cut right at the edge there. This part here can go like it goes over the edge right here. So I'll glue up that stuff that I can, pull it forward and glue it, put some clamps on it until it holds, and then figure out a way to get the rest of the stuff to stay up there. The doors, like along here, that's no trouble at all along here, because that'll just glue back on there. It doesn't take much stretching, and the other side's the same. Okay, alrighty, so that's I think enough for today anyhow, and we'll come back at it again tomorrow. Yeah, so here I am. Where am I? Back on. Been away from you for a couple of weeks or so. Maybe 4 weeks or 5 weeks. Anyway, back onto it. I'm gonna see if I can repair this. Now what I think I'll do is I'm just gonna clean up these edges a bit. Then I'm going to glue another piece on from the inside, and then perhaps I'll sew it. Hard to say what to do there. But first, I'm going to take it apart here so that I can lift that off of there. Maybe? Don't know for sure. Maybe I'll take that screw out of there, see what happens. Yeah, must have been a beach car because there's lots of sand coming out of it in here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, up there. Well, that's all the old, whatever they call that stuff. Used to be, they used for, in the, I'll see if I'll rip out a piece. This stuff here, that's all just falling apart, full of dirt. Somehow, oh, that's where all the mud hornets went. Mud wasps up there making nests, or something was making nests up there. Oh boy, I'll have to get that out of there. Well, anyway, I'll get that out and then I'll get this stuff off and maybe peel this back a bit. See what happens. Those things are in pretty good shape. They, I oiled them up and they're moving freely back and forth. So cleaned them and oiled them. They're okay for the rails. I guess I got to pull more back than what I thought I had to, but that's all right. Oh well, same old thing. The deeper you dig, the worse it gets. So I'll have to see if I can get this whole cover off of here and then fix up that, just the front of it here. I think, well, who knows, eh? Fix it up, because all that's coming out is just all this yucko stuff coming out of there. That's garbage. So I'll have to figure out how to get this apart. That may be a little bit of a chore, right? Okay, let me give it a go. Yeah, here's something interesting. So, a little piece of weld right there to hold that tab on here, and that's the deal for like when you pull up on a seat like that. Okay, now that holds this onto here at that angle. I don't know if there's anything else there doing that, if it's squared off or anything, but anyway, doesn't matter. I gotta grind off that tab of weld on both sides. That'll release this. Then I can take that snap ring out of there, and then this should come off of here, and then the seats come apart. Oh dear, how come this always gets so complicated? Why? Yeah, I think I'll go back to just sewing it up and making it look good, because once I take it apart, then the whole thing is gonna be like, that's mission creep, I think, about what I want for this car. I want to be able to drive it. I don't want to be able to, like, it's not a concours car. It's a Lauren car. So to be able to drive it, let's put this back together the way so it looks good, and that'll be fine. Anyway, I've used up most of the day today just dicking around, because I was over here. I had to get pretty near dark onto the tractor. I got the snowblower on there and the winter cab on there, which is a couple hours of time. Then I cleaned up all the tools in there, and so I'll work on the BMW for a few days and see what I can come up with for getting closer to it. Like, I don't think it'll be on the road till next spring, but that's fine. Next spring is fine. Yeah, there. Now I sewed this up along here with black thread, eh? Oh well, that's all right. It's together now the way it used to be, and I'm going to I took some fairly coarse sandpaper. What's that? 24, and I scraped it off on the inside there. And now I'm going to take a piece of vinyl. This is leather. Amazing. Yep, it's leather. And I'm going to take a piece of vinyl and glue it to the inside there. And hopefully that'll make it so it holds fairly good. Then I'm also going to sew up this part here and do the same thing. That'll just, you know, give it back its original form, we hope. We'll see how it works out. Yeah, oops, there we are. So that's all sewed up as well as I can do. A little bit of a gap there, but I'm going to put this sort of thing in behind here like that and glue it in there, I hope. We'll just see how it works out. See if I can get that cleaned up reasonably well. Yeah, so I've got this soaked with adhesive, spray on adhesive, and I sprayed in there liberally so that hopefully we'll get this thing to stick on there well. I'll just do that one there for starters, then I'll figure out how to get this thing here up there sprayed. I guess I can reach in there. Anyway, that's coming. Yeah, so that's held back together, and this is held back together. Won't be getting any bigger. That's fine. I'll put the base back on. I've got this all back in place all along here. I'll put the base back on, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll on it. Ready to go. Well, it needs some cleaning, but and then this one here, whoops, just needs this repair right here. I don't know. I haven't quite decided how to do that yet. Maybe I'll just see if I can get a patch in there and glue it up in beside. See what I can do about that. Yeah, spray 9 works pretty good at cleaning it up. This is what this side looks like. This is what this side looks like before the spray 9. Well, it's got spray 9 on it. Oh, there we go. And then spray 9. Don't know what's in it, but it sure works. That's a pretty clean chair now. Okay, I'll do this top part too, and see this over here? Well, that's alright. I'll spray that and then see what happens afterward. Yeah, it's quite a bit better than it was. Not perfect yet, but we're not going for perfection. We're going for pretty darn good. Okay, now I'll put the rails on it and put these covers back on. Then I'll open it up and I'll clean up this stuff in here, like the sides and stuff like that. And the back. The back is quite dirty. I'll show you. Here's the back. Where is it? This side. Pretty dirty. I'm going to spray 9 that and see what happens to it. Okay. Yeah, that came out pretty clean after all that. A couple of scratches in it, but and then over on this side it has been abused. Don't know what to do. Nothing I can do about that, I don't think. Well, I'll think about it. Then I've got the rails back on. Had them on upside down, of course, first. This one here I put on the wrong way, but you know, it can't fit on the right way. It can't fit on the wrong way because these holes are a lot longer than those holes. So that's one way, only goes one way. Anyhow, now this is all rusty in here, but there's nothing, it's just surface rust. I'm not gonna dick with it. I might just spray a bit of paint on this bit here just to give it a chance again, right? Yeah, that seat looks pretty darn good now. And this thing here that's better than what it was before, a big gash. I think I can find some dye and just cover that over with a bit of dye, and this one too. See what I can find. Maybe over there. Yeah, so I've been going through all these pieces that are around. These are trim for the inside of the windshield, I know that, like on the door posts. Then this I think is trim across the front of the car. Not sure. This is for the door post. Hey. That's somebody in here to say hello. Okay, I got these rails off, and I got the side covers off. This rail here goes to that side. Now, side covers. Somebody's already been here with the hot glue on that one, but I guess that's how it is. I'm just going to clean these chairs up now, if I can. Put a little bit of paint on that, a little bit of paint on this. Don't know what this rubber band is doing here, because it certainly isn't doing anything anymore. Anyway, okay, so now, don't know what that is. I'll clean up these on the wire wheel, then I'll get them freed up with some, this is your, whatever you call that stuff, fluid film, which is pretty good for just spraying down. There's a roller in here, way down there somewhere there's a roller, way down there somewhere there's a roller. Anyway, I'll clean them up and make them so they move smoothly, and then I'll clean up the chair, and that should be okay for interior. I haven't decided what to do on this thing here yet, because it might just I don't know how to fix that yet. We'll think about it. Okay, that seat's pretty clean. I don't know what to make of this. That's might have to just, that's a difficult one there. If I put a bit of glue on that, but that's gluing it to plastic, but it might just glue it to itself here. Maybe I'll try that. See what I can do about getting a bit of glue on the edges and just glue it in there. How about that? Yeah, okay, here we are. Now, I was going to say, this is all pretty well cleaned up. Not as good as the other side, but not bad. Anyhow, and I also did all these things here. I cleaned them all off. They go up around the windows, up there, to keep the headliner in. We think. We don't know for a fact, but we think. Yeah, so I glued down that thing, and I've got a piece of steel sitting on top of it to keep it sort of flat. Leave it overnight and see what happens. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough for today. See you tomorrow, perhaps. Oh yeah, here I am, late starting today. I did some cleaning up back there. Was using the drill press this morning with another project that wasn't filming it. It's just drilling holes in some pretty thick steel. So then I figured I'd better clean up around here. So I did, and then I went and I filled up this drill index here and sharpened up all the big ones down to about that size there. So they all come out nice and sharp. Ready to use. This thing here was being weird. Don't know why, but it was being weird. Anyway, and the handle fell off there, so I gotta fix that. Wonder where it is, somewhere. Yeah, there, it's back together. And it runs. Shouldn't have that next to it when I'm running it, but that's okay. I'll move the light away. So, just cover it up again the way it should be. That's good. That'll just hang around. Okay, now where am I? Back on this. Did I tell you? I don't know. Anyway, here, this thing here actually stuck down and is good. I'll just clean up a little bit of glue on the top of that, and then that'll be fine for that. There, those two seats are ready to go. They look pretty good. They'll be fine. See, this bit here is stained pretty badly from, I believe, sun and stuff like that, but can't do anything about that. Well, I suppose I could dye it all, but I'm not going to do anything about that. Let's put it that way. Now, cleaned up in here reasonably well. I'm going to bring this car down and see about getting the interior into it. Hey, how about that? It's about time, isn't it? Yeah, it's about time. So I think these two black pieces go in first. Then I might have to put the door pieces on over there, then get the roof tucked in, because I think the these things all tuck in underneath the roof. Now, how to get that stuff to all stay up in the right place, I don't know. But what I think I'll do is I'll put on the oh, what do you call those things? Sun visors, and that'll hold it up, sort of starters. And then I'll put the mirror up, and that'll hold it up. And then I'll see if I can get it to conform to where it's supposed to be. See, it's supposed to come over and just cover over this lip here. And then the windshield goes on here. Yes, that's the way it is. But first thing, I had to just remove that screw there for the dash so I could push the dashboard out a bit. And then this thing here can slide behind it. Now I got to get some glue on that, hold the door open so it's not in my way, and see what I can come up with. I've got glue on here and glue down here, and a little bit on the edge of this, but that's okay. Now, see if I can get that to sit in the right spot up here first, then I'll get it down in here. And then, yeah, I've got glue on it for this much, which is what it had before, and this much, which is what it had before. There was no glue in the center part here. Now that side over there, I learned that to put this down here into place in the right spot before putting any glue on it. So I'll get some contact cement and just rub it in there with a brush. And the same at the top here, I'll put it on with a brush at the top, then I'll let it set for a while, and then we'll put it together. There we go, that side's on. A little bit better off than this side, I think. Then I haven't done anything in the middle here yet, but I will glue that on later. I'm gonna just I'll get a Q-tip, put some glue in there, Q-tip glue on there, and that'll get that together. But that's a tomorrow thing, because I'm done for today. What day is it? Oh, it's about 10 to 5, so that's enough for today. We'll see you later. Yeah, so how do you get that roof to stay up there, right? Or that ceiling? Anyhow, what I've done is I've put in the, what do you call this thing? The visor on this side here. And that seems to get it into position okay up here. So then I'll put up this one here. Somehow the mirror just slips in there. I don't know how I forget how the mirror goes on, but I'm pretty sure it's around somewhere. So now I've got that on, which is the holder for the visor. Got a mirror in it, right? And I've got this end here on. And they kind of stretch the roof out a bit, and it looks all right from here. It's, you know, it's got some stains on it and stuff like that, but that's 50 years of being alive here. I've got a few stains too. Anyway, you can get a new roof for about $400 if you want it, or a new ceiling for about $400. But I'm going to be happy with this one for a while. See how things work out. Now I'll get the other side up there. It's not an easy chore, but it's not that bad. Oops, shut this off. Oh, light right in your eye there. But anyway, here. Where am I? There, in here. That's the visor, right? But I've got it so that this edge of it here will come all the way across, and I'll be able to glue that. Whoops, looking the wrong way. Be able to glue that on there reasonably well, and it looks from the inside looks okay. Just that front end is ragged, but that's going to be covered over with the trim for the windshield anyhow, so we'll be happy with that. Contact cement, right? And up here, all along here, you got to put contact cement on both sides of this. Likely I just put it on here and then push that over and then pull it back and let it dry, right? And I had to make a special brush that wasn't too big. And I won't drop that over with my elbow. No guarantees this is going to work, but I'll see if I can get it to stay on here. Yeah, you remember Blues Brothers, right? Said, this is good stuff. Well, that is good stuff. And there goes my timer. So that all stuck on there really well, very well. And the roof looks not too bad. Okay, gotta shut off the timer. I started about 2 minutes early, but that's all right because I set it for 20 minutes. Anyway, roof is sort of in there. The back side, I'll get that figured out later because it's got I'll show you. Like this sort of fits on here nice, but underneath here, I'm going to put you upside down for a second. Right here, there's a screw there. That is what holds the window bracket thing. So I don't want to put that on until after I get all the rubber in. So that's later, which is okay. Coming along all right. I did find the back rest thing, which I can take and clean up, and that'll be okay. And I did find all the inside panels, I think, which is, you know, I was surprised that I found all that hardware up there. So that's good. Okay, I'll carry on. Here's the next 3 pieces, right? That's the inside of the door frame. This is the inside of the back window frame. I'll just show you where that goes. It goes like 2 of them go. One's over on that door there, the other's on this door right here. And then the third thing is sort of along the base of this, and then the back parcel shelf sits on top of that. So, and I think that the parcel shelf just sits free on there, but it needs some serious cleaning. I've looked at it over in the other shop. Anyway, so first off, I've wiped this off on here. I think it just needs to be glued like along the top edge here, and maybe about halfway down that inside. Am I pointing right? About halfway down in there. Then it sort of sits free on top of this to allow the parcel shelf to move a bit. So I'll glue up all those things because it takes, you got to glue it and then get 20 minutes to wait, and then you put glue on, wait 20 minutes, then glue on both sides, of course, wait 20 minutes, and then go ahead and stick them to them, and you have up to an hour to be able to get it done before, before the glue hardens too much. Okay. Yeah, here's these things here. Everything's in the way, right? I got a feeling I'm going to go through lots of brushes before I finish this job. And it just needs the contact cement on the center of this stuff going down. Near as I can tell, anyhow. If anything needs to be contact cemented along the side, I'll do that later. And I think the bottom of it gets a pretty good coat of contact cement. Don't know if you can see down here what I'm doing, but there's one done. Then I'll go and I'll put a coat of cement on everywhere this has to stick to on the car. It is sticky stuff, eh? I had another can of it over there, but the it's been sitting open for too long and hardened up, or didn't harden but gelled in the can, so past its due date, or past its best before date, is that what they call it? I'll show you down here what I'm doing with the bottom of it. Hold it to the bottom of the cart. Okay, that's 2 done. Put that over there. Put them over there, and then this one here, it just sort of needs, well, it looks like it was glued here all the way, but I don't want to glue that yet because it's got to get underneath some other stuff. So I'm just going to start about 2 or 3 inches long here, about there, and just work towards the other end, and about that much glue, right? Some places a bit wider, but oh well. Window frame, sorry. I'm going to finish my thoughts, right? Okay, let that set. Now I'm going to go over and put glue on where it goes on the car, and then I'll come back to you. Yeah, you can go through a lot of brushes doing this because there's sort of a one-time use. Use it as much as you can before you have to throw it out. Anyhow, I went and I got glue on all these inside panels everywhere, and I've got 17 minutes to go before I can start gluing stuff on. Yeah, there I've got the 2 door sides on, so now I'll see if I can get that one across the back there on. I marked the center with a little tear in it right there, so that I can start from the middle and work out. Yeah, so there's that side on, the back thing's on, this side here is on. Looks like a little air bubble right there I'm going to look after right now. Yeah, here we go. Going to put that stuff on. So right in the center here, there's this bit here, and that goes over this bit, right? So you got to make sure that it's going to come to both sides of it, like that. So I'm only doing that far because I have to put this other stuff down here. Yeah, so that's, the roof looks not bad. It's not exceptionally, not perfectly clean, but it's not bad. Then this part down here, I just went to here. I did this side here first because I thought I'd figure out how to do it before I showed you on film. And then this part here, the side bit has to go on there and over there. I guess I got to start finding those pieces. Okay, that'll be next on the parade. Yeah, so here's the rear window tray. This would be before, eh? And it's actually in a pretty good shape. There's a couple of spots where they missed, like this should be stapled down here, but I think we're fine. Everything seems to be okay, and it's got these clippy things that hold it to the tray. Whether they're still any good or not, we don't know. Wonder if they come out. They might come out of there and maybe put new ones in. I'll just check it out. Yeah, the spray 9 treatment. Well, spray 25 here with this. But there was somebody had some speakers or something screwed down to it here. Oh well. And now what do I do? I need something. Yeah, nowhere near perfect, but not bad. A lot cleaner than it started. And once it's in the car, it'll look okay. I'm going to just stick it in the back window there and see what it looks like. Yeah, there, it's all in there. And then I did the, like this edge here, I glued that up. So this part here, there's a little bit of a rip right there, but nothing, I didn't do anything about it. This will be covered by the back seat, and then that's actually looking pretty good, you know, for an old car. Anyway, gonna leave it there for today and come back tomorrow and do something else. See you later. Oh boy, excuse me. Anyway, here we are. That's enough for this week. I think the started this video about a month ago. And at that time, I did some rejetting on the Weber carburetor, right? Then started working on the, what do you call this, the headliner. Had it underneath the car. Then I got the headliner installed and left it there for about a month because I went to work on the old Dodge truck, which you may have seen. If you haven't, have a look at it. It's coming along also. Then came back on this a few days ago, worked on the seats, the seats here, and then worked on some more of the interior trim. Got the headliner finished installed, and it's looking pretty good. I think that covers most of it, I think. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it all, and come on back for more. See you later. Yeah, it's November 10th today, and November is good for windy storms, right? Rain lately, and windstorms. See, the pond is just about filled up again because that log is just usually right around that height. So I guess the drought's over. Oh, it'll be windy noise out here. Yep. A rowdy day on the ocean. Oh, he didn't even stick around. He took off. Back this way. Oh, there he is. Gone. Okay, see you later.